See, the problem is, the MPs are being denied the pay rise they've been expecting just at the moment that we're due to bring forward the proposed civil service pay rise.
Ah, that's an awkward one.
Yes.
I mean, obviously one isn't interested for oneself. Of course not. But one does owe it to one's junior colleagues to do everything one can. Ironic, isn't it, Frank? Trying to help them involves raising our own salaries, which we don't care about at all. And then we get accused of feathering our own nests.
Still, that's just another cross we have to bear.
Yes. Envy, pure envy. Well, you better get that proposal in fast before the pay restraint begins.
It'll have to go in the night before next Thursday's cabinet.
Right.
We can't let ministers spend 2 days talking about it to backbenchers and political advisers. They'll come up with all sorts of stupid objections.
And they'll try and delay it until the pay restraint is announced.
Do you think it's all right to bounce the cabinet 2 weeks running?
Oh, no alternative.
All right. One other point. Obviously, we don't want cabinet to adjudicate on the claim.
No, they must refer it to an impartial committee, as usual.
So who should chair it?
Well, what about Professor Welsh?
That silly old buffer?
That silly old buffer.
Why?
Well, he's asked me to put his name forward as the next chairman of the University Grants Committee. He's desperate for the job, so he'll understand what's required of him.
What an excellent choice. Well, my feeling was that since it's the most senior grades of the service who really bear the heat of the battle, it's they who should receive the greatest increase.
Seems very fair to me.
So this would be the scale.
Right. I haven't seen this, by the way.
No, of course not. Most improper.
Quite. Well, they're very significant increases for undersecretaries, deputy secretaries, and those of us who...
Exactly. About 43%. Alas.
But no more than we've earned. Now, I take it that this paper's not for submission.
My dear Humphrey, those are the submission papers.
Oh, yes. Well, it only goes up to Appendix K.
Sorry, 6 more to follow.
Oh, no danger of their wading through all those. Now, where's the one-page summary for the cabinet to read?
The Janet and John bit. It's more or less the same as last time.
Yes.
Comparable jobs in industry.
On whose salary are the comparisons based?
The directors of BP and IBM, naturally.
You don't think that might be challenged as untypical and above average?
No, because, of course, we don't mention them by name, just typical industrial firms. Then we take our own new examples of increases from the lowest point in the incremental scale.
As before.
Yeah, quite. And the principal examples of what it would mean to individuals are there at the end. £3.50 a week for a messenger, £4.20 for a registry clerk, £8.20 for a scientific officer. Hardly anything.
So it would be £26,000 a year extra for us.
More or less.
You haven't mentioned that, I hope.
My dear Humphrey.
Frank, you don't think there's a danger that someone might want to go into this in detail, do you? Not that there's anything wrong with it, go on.
But who would do that? Ministers are only briefed by us, their own officials, and we're all loyal members of the service who want the pay rise.
Yes. Well, obviously I'll get it in last item before lunch on the cabinet agenda. And with a full agenda, they shouldn't spend more than 5 minutes on it.
That'll be all plain sailing.
Apart from the rigorous scrutiny of Professor Welsh.